Episode 166. So Eva and Leslie go to Orthy Jeans for lunch, and Leslie says she doesn't know why Eva wants to go there because, Cray Cray, she's rich now, so she don't need to go to Orthy Jeans. That's so beneath her. So Leslie says it's a nasty little waitress that works there, and we all know who she's talking about. She's talking about June, and her problem with June is that June is cool with Ted. When Ted comes into Orthy Jeans, they sit and they talk, and Ted welcomes having conversations with June, whereas with Leslie, he tells her to get on out his face in so many words. So, yeah, that's the problem. That's why she don't want to go to Orthy Jeans anymore. Plus, I forgot about that. She threatened June to stay away from her man who really, I don't even want to say really, who isn't her man. Let it make sense. Next, Nicole tells Ted that he's invited to the Winterfest, and Ted says that he's pleasantly surprised. And so she tells him she hopes that they can depend on his donation for the event. And he definitely will make sure he has a donation because he's trying to get back in with Nicole. Well, get back on her good side and hopefully back into the house. Which, I don't know. It's going to take a long time, if ever. Next, Andre asks Danny, just because he turned the opportunity down, it's unfair that it's affecting her, you think? So Danny tells him, long as she's the apple of his eye, that's all that matters. And she knows she really want to do it. But, that's cool that she's sticking by her husband and she's respecting his wishes. What can you do? She's going to stand by her man. Andre tells Danny he liked having temporary relationships. As soon as something got real, he didn't stick around. So Danny asked about the woman who wanted more from him. And he tells her he couldn't commit. And she says that, is it because he lost his parents? Which I thought was interesting because she's finally getting him to talk about his parents. Because the only thing we knew is that his parents died in a plane crash. But nobody, he or Ted, nobody really talked about him. So Andre says that he's envious of people his age who has their parents. And Danny says that, and he tells Danny it's a huge responsibility loving someone. And so he tells her, no matter if someone says they love you, you can't count on it. So is he saying that his womanizing is just a product of him having such a big loss with his parents dying that he doesn't want to love someone because he's too scared that they'll be taken away from him? That's what it seems like. And I'm glad that we finally get to hear more about that from him. Well, we get to hear more about his parents, his feelings, why he do the things he does. It makes more sense. So Danny asks him to tell her what his parents were like. And he says that he got his passion for photography by borrowing his dad's camera. And his dad saw that he took really good pictures. And so his dad got him his own camera. And he said his dad was the life of the party. And that it's sad because his parents started their own firm. And they were a power couple. And he said they flew everywhere together. And that he spent his whole life trying to make them proud. And he says that he missed their hugs and their laughter and their love. And that part right there touched me. It just made me want to cry because I know how that feels because I lost both my parents within a short period of time. So I get it. I get wanting that affection and that love, because losing your parents, in my opinion, there's no bigger loss besides maybe your child than losing your parents. So he says that all he has is photos, and that's hard. And Danny asks, is that why he doesn't want to do the photo shoot? And he says that it has nothing to do with that. And apparently he has another uncle besides Ted. And Andre finally agrees to do the photo shoot with Danny. And I think maybe because Danny took on this motherly kind of role with him when talking to him about his parents and showing that she had genuine concern and just kind of getting that out of him. And so maybe he felt like he had to appease her by doing the photo shoot since she's willing to sacrifice for him. So Andre tells her the money from the shoot, he wants to create a charity for his father. And Danny agrees that that's a great idea. Next, Ashley catches Derek standing on his own, and he had just called Shanice, and Shanice was threatening him that if he didn't tell Ashley soon, she would. So I guess she won't have to. So Ashley tells Derek it doesn't happen overnight that you go from paralysis to standing. And he should have known she would know that. She's a nurse. So she asks, has he been lying to her? And then she asks him, when did he start getting feeling in his legs? And he tells her in September. So she tells him to be honest. Has he been pretending to be paralyzed to keep her from Andre? And guess it's a wrap for Derek, but he brought it all on himself, being insecure. Next, Danny proposes to Andre that they should start a foundation in his dad's name, and that every year that they have an event that gives a scholarship to young photographers or for whatever cause he wants the foundation to sponsor. So Andre tells her he should have thought of this a long time ago, starting the foundation with in honor of his dad. They never did say Andre's dad's name. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I guess eventually when they work more on the foundation, we'll find out. Next, Ashley tells Derek she doesn't know him, and he says that they can get through it. No, they can't. She ain't gonna let you get through that. So she tells him not this time. And that ends the episode.